Hello friends, I am Nisha Sharma. The topic under discussion today is a poem of Kabir that has been translated by R.N. Tagore. The original title of the song is Santan Jat Na Pucho Nirguniya, and Tagore translated it as it is needless to ask of a saint the caste to which he belongs. Kabir Das was a 15th century Indian mystic poet and saint whose writings influenced Hinduism's Bhakti movement, and his verses are found in Sikhism's scripture Guru Granth Sahib. His early life was in a Muslim family, but he was strongly influenced by his teacher, the Hindu Bhakti leader Ramananda. Kabir was born in the Indian city of Varanasi. Kabir is known for being critical of both Hinduism and Islam, stating followers of both were misguided by the Vedas and Quran and questioning their meaningless rites. Early life and background of Kabir. The years of Kabir's birth and death are unclear. Some historians favor 1398 to 1448 as the period Kabir lived, while other favors 1440 to 1518. Kabir ranks among the world's greatest poets. In India, he is perhaps the most quoted author with the exception of Tulsidas. Kabir has criticized perhaps all existing sects in India. Still, he is mentioned with respect by even orthodox authors. Vaishnav author Nabhadas in his Bhaktamal writes, he lived perhaps during 1398 to 1448. He is thought to have lived longer than 100 years. He had enormous influence on Indian philosophy and on Hindi poetry. His birth and death are surrounded by legends. He grew up in a Muslim weaver family, but some say he was really son of a Brahmin widow who was adopted by a childless couple. When he died, his Hindu and Muslim followers started fighting about the last rites. The legend is that when they lifted the cloth covering his body, they found flowers instead. The Muslim followers buried their half, and the Hindu cremated their half. In Maghar, his tomb and samadhi still stand side by side. Kabir is one of the greatest poets of India. His poems gives off a marvelous radiant intensity. His writings have greatly influenced the Bhakti movement. He had great influence on Indian philosophy. Kabir created timeless works. His mystical and devotional poetry has been found inspirational by people of many different faiths. He drew imagery from common life and the people of and universal experience. His poems possess an appealing simplicity. He tried to find common ground between Hindus and Muslims. Today, Kabir is revered by Hindu, Muslims, and Sikhs alike, and his songs are loved by people of all faiths. Kabir criticized perhaps all existing sects. He opposed dogmas. He advocated to follow Sahaj path. He was against social discrimination and economic exploitation. He believed in the Vedantic concept of Atma, but he rejected Hindu societal caste system and Murti Puja. Kabir's legacy is today carried forward by the Kabir Panth. Ideological message of his poetry appealed to the poor and oppressed. The present poem, Santan Jat Na Pucho Nirguniya, or It is Needless to Ask of a Saint the Caste to which it belongs, has been taken from Songs of Kabir, a translation work in English by Rabindranath Tagore. This book was published in 1915 with an introduction by Evelyn Underhill. It consists of 100 points of Saint Kabir who was a great Indian poet and mystic of 15th century. Before analyzing the poem, we should have a little introduction of Rabindranath Tagore too. Rabindranath Tagore is popularly known as Gurudev, Kavi Guru, and Vishwa Kavi. He is a great Bengali poet, playwright, novelist, short story writer, essayist, educationist, music composer, and painter. He received the Nobel Prize for Literature for his Gitanjali in 1913. His Gitanjali is a collection of 103 devotional songs. Our national anthem, Jana Gana Man, has been composed by him. For the better understanding of the poem, we should make a reading of the original version of the poem first, that is in Kabir's own language. संतन जात न पूछो निर्गुनिया, साध ब्राह्मण साध छतरी साधे जाति बनिया, साधन माँ 36 कौम है टेढ़ी तोर पुछनिया, साधे नाओ साधे धोबी साधे जाति है बरिया, साधन माँ रैदास संत है सुपच ऋषि सो भंगिया, हिंदू तुर्क दुई दीन बने हैं कछु ना पहचनिया. And its English translation is, it is needless to ask of a saint the caste to which he belongs. What the poet wants to say is that a saint is not known by the caste, because people of all castes and creed have tried to gain or tried to achieve God and have been successful in doing so. For the priest, the warrior, the tradesman, and all 36 castes alike are seeking for God. In Hinduism, people have been divided into different castes and subcastes. Kabir was a social reformist, and we say literature is a mirror to society. So, here, while presenting before us a picture of his time, Kabir is also trying to draw our attention towards the fact that this diversity of caste isn't useful for is a harmful for the unity of the country. And at that time there was much discrimination among the castes. It is but folly to ask what the caste of a saint may be. The barber had sought God. The poet quotes examples from history to prove that people of different religion and castes have attained God or have achieved God or have visualized God. Like Redas, who is known as Ravidas, Rishi Swapach. Even Redas was a seeker after God. Rishi Swapach was a tanner by caste. Hindus and Muslim alike means similarly, identical manner, have achieved that end where remains no mark of distinction. So, God doesn't look at the caste of a person. So, why should you divide? God have made you one. God has made you one. Why should you divide people among castes and creeds? Now, the theme of the poem. In this poem, Saint Sant Kabir, a great social reformer, criticizes the caste system. According to him, the caste system is a blot on humanism. It should be eradicated. Due to this system, the Indian society has been divided into various sections. This is one of the greatest barriers in the way of the development. That is why the poet advises that one should not ask about the caste of saints. In the eyes of the poet, all are equal. In short, here the poet raises his voice against social discrimination. The purpose of the poet is to establish peace, prosperity, and harmony. The poet criticizes the mindsets which promote the caste system in India. He says that when the society is divided on the basis of caste, economic status, religion, and region, then it becomes very difficult for the country to progress. The meaning of the expression seeker after God in this poem means everyone can seek the God. It means it does not matter which caste a person belongs to. In the eyes of God, everyone is equal. There are certain allusions in the poem, and the first is Saint Redas. Redas is Ravidas, which is also spelled as Redas, was an Indian saint of 15th century. He belonged to a family of leather workers. Traditionally in Buddhism, some of his verses were found place in Guru Granth Sahib, the main text of Sikhism. Mirabai, a Rajput lady of a royal family of Rajasthan, was one of the followers of Ravidas. They follow his teachings and consider him their guru, the teacher. Radas was also a poet. He wrote poems in Hindi. A few of his poems are अब कैसे छूटे राम नाम ऐसी लत तुझे ऐस, ऐसी लाल तुझे बिनु. Next reference is of Rishi Supaj. It refers to a story mentioned in Mahabharata. Even after getting victory in the war and becoming king of Hastinapur, King Yudhishthir was restless. His sleep was haunted by the ghosts of the persons killed by them. He asked Lord Krishna about that and, on his advice, performed Rajsuya Yagna. All gods and rishis were invited. It was said by Krishna that when the greatest saint of the world would have his food in the yagna, only then the famous Panchajanya conch shank would blow automatically. What surprised everyone was the fact that all great rishis and gods, including Krishna, had their food, but the conch did not blow. Inquiry was made about who else is left. Then it was discovered that a certain saint known as Supaj was left. Lord Krishna, with five Pandav brothers, went to his hut to invite him. On seeing his physical appearance, lean, thin, and unclean appearance, people started making fun of him. Krishna ordered Draupadi to prepare food for the saint. Draupadi prepared delicious food with great varieties. When the food was served, Supach Rishi didn't taste them separately, he mixed them all together. Seeing this, Draupadi felt offended that he doesn't even know how to eat. How will he blow the conch? Sudarshan Rishi took 5 bites of food and the conch blew 5 times and stopped. Krishna asked Rishi the reason, and he replied that Draupadi considered the saint as low caste in her pride. If she does the penance, only then the conch would blow. Draupadi did the same, and conch started blowing continuously. Thus, Saint Kabir is a very important figure of Indian society which enlightened the reformation process in the society in the positive way. In the poem, it is needless to ask of a saint the caste to which he belonged. The poet explained how the caste system is built on humanism. Due to it, people of the country lost much more things. In this poem, the poet criticizes the mentalities which strengthen the caste system. Dominant classes always keep attention for the development and growth of the established social system because it preserves their ideology. Society is civilized group which works for the common interest, but in case of the Indian society, the spirit of integrated society had vanished. Indian society has divided into different castes, creed, regions, etc. If the people of society do not have equal rights, then how can we call it a society? If the people are not equally treated, then how can we say society has concrete shape? Social discrimination, economic disparity, political suppression, etc., are the part and parcel of the society. Then how can we say the society is developing in progressive direction. So, therefore, the poet says people should not ask about the caste to a saint. 21st century is century of human rights, which always fight for the basic fundamental rights of human beings. It closely related to all types of freedom. This poem has broken down the boundaries of casteism and all social evils. People are coming close to each other for the betterment. India is shining, its economy is roaring in the world's economic scenario. Still, there are some places in India where people are subject to get punishment of higher caste or authority. There are many atrocities are happen against these marginalized people of country. This poem compels to think about the abandoned people by the society, and it decides new society, social order for the betterment of the society. Thus, by citing examples from history, Kabir reasserts his message that all are equal, everyone has greatness in him. God does not discriminate between people on the basis of caste, creed, or religion. Then why we human beings should too? Thank you.